गार्ड जनरल सैल्यूट करेगा। जनरल सैल्यूट सैल्यूट।
Star employees, they are my favorite. They are the best performers, ma'am. This is Nipun. He's been playing badminton, and they claim they had multiple disabilities once upon a time. They employed them as happily, somehow or happily married.
I'm Gayatri. I'm the head girl of Scottish Eye.
Hi, good morning. Morning, ma'am. Rudraj Lama, are you here? Lovely to meet you.
And of course, this mascot is there with us for a long. It's been here for years.
This is a symbol of our proud integrated community.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm very proud. Very proud.
Good morning and namaste. On behalf of all my schoolmates, I take the privilege to accord a very warm welcome to you, Miss Mary Davis.
And you, ma'am, are that one person who is making a difference in many lives. Under your guidance, the Special Olympics has become a global movement of people creating a new world of inclusion and community, where every single person is accepted and welcomed regardless of ability or disability. We are happy to be part of it as we are helping to make the world a better, healthier and more joyful place. One athlete, one volunteer, one family member at a time.
Very essence of strong belief, unending faith. The eternal hope is skillfully developed and vividly highlighted through the oath of Special Olympics. The oath is,
Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
let's see how it all began. We present before you the journey that paved the way for one and all. Mr. Timothy Shriver is the son of Eunice Kennedy, a passionate and dedicated human being. Mr. Timothy Shriver ensured that the movement started by his mother spread its wings across the globe. People speak of the origin of Special Olympics. They look no further than the first Camp Shriver, founded by Eunice Kennedy Shriver in the early 1960s. They talk of one woman's dream that started in her own backyard.
As is grander than grand, an exceptional legacy of Eunice Kennedy Shriver is now being taken forward by Mr. Timothy Shriver and you. Your dynamism surfaces as you lead a stupendous international team of 250 professionals at the headquarters of Washington, D.C. and 7 regional offices there.
The use of talent and passion for a selfless cause is what makes an individual stand above the rest. Running the New York Marathon in November 2005, raising 80,000 euros for Special Olympics in the process is definitely motivating and encouraging for us to stay this.
You are also a member of Irish Council of State. And the most remarkable thing is that, ma'am, you have pledged to appoint a person with intellectual disabilities to the Council of State. The first time in history that such a person would have sat on the council.
Viewing your appointments as a reflection of the people of Ireland and the volunteers in Ireland who had worked so hard for decades to put Special Olympics on the map. Ma'am, we congratulate you on this feat and are convinced to support you towards your endeavors so close to your heart.
Everything starts with a mission. So now, we would like to share with you an interpretation sync when we carefully explore the mission statement of Special Olympics and Scottish High School. Both the missions are deeply connected because both talk about compassion, opportunities, courage, community, sharing of gifts, skills and friendship.
under the mentorship of Air Marshal Denzel Keeler, who is the current CEO and founder of Special Olympics Bharat, and Dr. Commander Kartikeya Saini, who is the chairman of Special Olympics Bharat. We have had the opportunity to be a part of Special Olympics in various ways.
They launched in 1997. Special Olympics Healthy Athletes organizes its events in a welcoming, fun environment. Its events educate athletes on healthy lifestyle choices and identify problems that may need additional follow-up.
Unified Sports joins people with and without intellectual disabilities on the same team. It was inspired by a simple principle. Training together and playing together is a quick path to friendship and understanding. The logo is a symbol of growth, confidence and joy among children and adults with disabilities who are learning coordination, mastering skills, participating in competitions and preparing themselves for a richer life ahead.
Special Olympics athlete from our school, Ranveer Saini. Ranveer has brought many laurels, not only for the school, but also for the nation. He has distinguished himself in the field of golf, both nationally and internationally.
I am a proud brother of Ranveer. I would like to share and make it a point to encourage him by being present in every event he participates in, as dare to cheer him at the 2015 World Games held at Los Angeles. This is the picture of you and Ranveer at Special Olympics Winter Games, Austria 2017.
Now, I would like to speak about the Special Olympics World Games 2019, which will be held in Abu Dhabi. It will be 7,000 athletes from 170 nations with 2,500 coaches and mentors and support of 6,000 family members and 20,000 volunteers. Watched over by 4,000 guests of honor and 500,000 spectators.
Beautiful. Wow, you captured that picture so well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent.
Woman of the Year and Person of the Year, Marketer of the Year and many more. With your dedication and persistence, you became the winner of awards galore. Be it national or international, your presence has always been felt. As CEO of Special Olympics International and many accolades under your belt. A mother, a teacher, a member, a leader. All your roles, you do so well. An inspiration for everyone around. Yours is a story worth a tell. Hearty welcome from Scottish High Team and bows for the work so tall. Wishing you more success in the future and all the best from us all.
Thank you so much. That is just...
Still my boss.
Amazing, all these guides. Goodness. This is a better library than we have at headquarters.
We're still researching and we're still trying to
We just
build.
did and a few of these books.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look, I hope we've one of these in our headquarters.
The list of the like session numbers.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire Scottish High family, my co-host Radhika and I, Rudraksh, proudly welcome youth leaders of Special Olympics Bharat. Revered Chief Guest Ms. Mary Davis, Chief Executive Officer of Special Olympics International.
privilege to invite the stars of today and the torchbearers of tomorrow, our youth leaders and our athletes. We now have our youth leaders pulling the cart on which our athletes are seated to showcase their love and passion for them.
Summit with a dance presentation that highlights the essence of strong resistance and heralds an era of equality and compassion.
Good morning everyone. I'm Ranveer Saini. I have been told that I was born with something called autism. When I was small, they all used to say, I will never speak. My only friends were my father and mother, and my brother and sister. Then one day, Special Olympics gave me a chance to play golf. And at 15 years, I won the Special Olympics World Games gold medal for my country. The moment the world stopped thinking that I have autism, my autism was over. And I thank you all for stopping to think that way. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Now may I have the honor and privilege to welcome esteemed Dr. Commander Kartikeya Saini, the chairman of our school and the torchbearer of this movement in India and Asia Pacific.
There's this, the greatest boxer ever in the world, Muhammad Ali. He played a total of 61 matches in his entire life. He lost only 5. He won the first 31 matches in a row, and out of those 31, he predicted in the first 17 which round he would win. Once he said, I am the greatest. I don't just knock them out, I pick my round. So ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's the spirit which I see these youth leaders of Special Olympics Bharat. Since morning what you have seen and what you're going to see now is what we would like you to see and what SOI, SOAP and SOB would like you to see. And that is the real youth of Special Olympics Bharat. I'm not going to come between you and them now, so I'm going to leave you with them with one last note, and that is a quote of Dr. Timothy Shriver, our chairman, Special Olympics Worldwide. The first time I ever heard him, and that too was on a video when he addressed the Leadership Academy, right here in this school. He said, have an audacious ambition and a restless dissatisfaction in your hearts, and only then you can lead. And I tell you, ma'am, I feel the youth leaders of Special Olympics Bharat have that ambition and have that restlessness, and they are going to win their matches. They're going to pick their rounds. Thank you very much.
Led by Parth Agarwal from APJ School to enlighten us on Unified Skill Development Program.
Last year, both of us, we came up with an idea, a project, which got selected by the Special Olympics International. And our mentor, Mrs. Renu Nagpal, Neeraj and I got the opportunity to be part of the Special Olympics Global Youth Leadership Summit in Austria. and we even got funds to implement the project. The Unified Skill Development Program envisions to achieve a dual objective of providing opportunities to people with intellectual disabilities to develop new skills, new vocational skills, and give them opportunity to showcase their talent and ability to the community, to create awareness and break the stereotypes in the minds of the people. So these are some of the pictures that were clicked during the skill development program. And one thing that I love about these photographs is that you cannot distinguish between people with and without intellectual disability. I mean, if you would have seen him last year, I don't think that he would have been so comfortable in addressing such a large gathering. So, I mean, this is what Special Olympics is all about. It's about providing opportunities and changing lives, one life at a time. So, may I just have a huge round of applause for leaders over here.
Now we have youth leader Ms. Madhuri Tandon from Divya Jyoti College of Dental Sciences.
I am delighted to present before you the Divya Jyoti India model in building healthy communities. And why did we need awareness? Awareness was imperative to understand what Special Olympics is all about. Why do we need to embrace diversity? How people with challenges need respect, love, care and justice just like you and I do. So we at Divya Jyoti adopted a multi-pronged approach by building communities, bringing everybody together through sports, social events, music and dance. Now I would like to take you to a pictorial tour depicting the bond between Divya Jyoti College of Dental Sciences and Research and Special Olympics. We organized the Youth Activation Program by Arup Sir, in which students right from the first year BDS to the final year postgraduates take part and become youth leaders. These youth leaders go to neighboring schools, neighboring universities like the Amity University, colleges and the markets in the society nearby and spread and expand the community. Fundraising is also conducted under this program.
Now I call upon our youth leaders, Arush and Shriji, to shed light on their project SHIS Swimathon.
The entire idea of Swimathon was launched in Bangalore and was conceived by youth leader Ridesh Sehgal, who was from the International School of Bangalore, or also known as TISB. He had managed to generate up to $35,000 for the cause and contributed the entire sum to the Special Olympic institution. The Swimathon will be instrumental in fulfilling the roles of the Special Olympic community and the youth leaders. It will bring together youth leaders from a variety of backgrounds to help raise funds for the Special Olympic community that will allow them to work harder and better for our Special Olympic athletes.
Over the last 2 years, I'd say it's become a tremendous success in our school. We've involved in excess of 500 people with and without intellectual disabilities, as well as raised in excess of 22 lakh rupees for Special Olympics.
We would like to see more sports being added to the event. As organizers, we would definitely like to see cycling and running being added to the swimming phase so that the Scottish High Swimathon can take on the nature of a triathlon. Of course, this will occur on a grander scale as compared to the first event, which was just the Swimathon, and therefore as organizers we're expecting much more participation. And after all, isn't that what Special Olympics is all about? Increased inclusion, more participation. In year 3, we plan on making this event larger than ever before by adding a talent show to the triathlon. This will enable us, the youth leaders of Scottish High International School, to generate and contribute more funds to Special Olympics so that more athletes can be reached out to. Of course, the beauty of this idea is that youth leaders that have interests or even strengths in fields other than that of sports can still participate and contribute. Ma'am and sir, we are still trying to organize the cost of conducting a World Games, but one day we envision that the youth leaders of India will organize the World Games without asking, that is, for a single penny from Special Olympics International.
The stage is all set for the launch of yet another integration of technology and innovation. Today, as we are progressing by leaps and bounds, it is imminent that our youth leaders are not to be left behind in making an optimum use of technology and aid to unify the Special Olympic athletes and the society. To this end, they have been working tirelessly. We're about to unfold this august gathering with a completely in-house development of technology that is ready to be launched as a pilot project.
Before we take you to a live demonstration, let's discuss what this app of ours can accomplish and make you acquainted with its life cycle. This app will allow a youth leader, or any volunteer for that matter, to befriend and locate an athlete based on their location. They will be able to communicate with that athlete via SMS, email, or phone call. They will be able to make plans with that athlete to play or eat with them according to mutual convenience. Users will also be able to locate a Special Olympics event nearby and register themselves to attend the respective event. Individuals will also be able to register as a volunteer or as a unified partner. This app will also allow individuals to introduce a person with intellectual disabilities they may be acquainted with, from, for example, a rural area to the Special Olympics community. Lastly, they may also contribute to the organization. Now, let's move on to the development of this app.
So, now, shall this app continue to be further developed in different languages, allowing multiple payment gateways, developed on any ecosystem, be it Android, iOS, or Windows, with the necessary licenses to host this app on the app stores of said ecosystems, with the database with the extensive database of millions of athletes, with servers around the globe, with data security, firewalls, and the ability to directly video conference with an athlete, etc. We have estimated that this project will have a cost of 60 man-years, which translates to approximately $5.4 million by a proper app development company. Now, of course, one day we hope we'll be able to raise this amount so that we can continue to further develop this app and take it worldwide.
She claimed that the seeds of her success was sown in her upbringing in East Mills, saying, I quote, "There will always be a prevailing attitude of looking after your neighbor, of taking care of each other," unquote. An Irish social entrepreneur and a long-term campaigner for the rights and inclusion of children and adults with intellectual disabilities. The former managing director and regional president of Special Olympics Europe Eurasia and the current CEO of Special Olympics International. Can we have a huge round of applause for Miss Mary Davis, our guest of honor? Born on the 6th of August in 1954 in Kinnafe, Ireland, Miss Mary Davis attended the St. Louis Convent, Kiltimagh. She became PE coordinator with St. Michael's House in Ballymun, Dublin, where she, as a volunteer for Special Olympics Ireland, had an interaction with Eunice Kennedy. Here, a spark was lit, and so commenced this wonderful journey of a trailblazer. Having traversed through a long journey, undoubtedly, it was her acumen, an impeccable track record on international and national bodies, and her tenacity that was one of the main driving forces behind Ireland's successful bid to host the 2003 Special Olympic World Summer Games, the first time in 35 years that the Games were held outside of North America. In May 2016, she was named the CEO. She happens to be the first CEO Special Olympics from outside the US in the organization's nearly 50-year history. As you carry forward the torch of light and compassion, the ideals and goal of Eunice Kennedy Shriver, the founder of Special Olympics, who lives in every initiative you take and every event that is hosted. Indeed, we see a Eunice in you, ma'am. You not only have inspired people across the world, but also empowered them to dream and believe that they can become the best they can, and that no obstacle is bigger than one's will. We now request you to come to stage and enlighten us with the reflections of your journey. Prefects to please escort.
Wow, what can I say? I am simply overwhelmed. I'm in awe of what I have heard and what I have seen here this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, and students, and teachers, what you are doing here is simply incredible, unbelievable. I'm sure my colleagues, Deepak and Simon, who are sitting here, are equally as overwhelmed by what we have seen and heard this morning. And when I was taken through this journey, I thought to myself, this is a microcosm. It's a microcosm of the Special Olympics movement worldwide. Everything we saw, the history, the storytelling, that when I entered initially, I just cannot believe that you gathered so much research, so much information, put it together, learned it, practiced it, and performed it in the way that you did today for all of us. It was truly, truly inspiring. And then to come in here and see the rally and the vibrancy and the joy that exuded from all the performances, from the unified dance, right through to hearing all of the programs, the sports program, the health program, the youth summit, the youth activation, the fundraising, the candle making, the swim-a-thon, and always thinking not just about what you're doing, but how you can do it better. So you want to turn the swim-a-thon into a triathlon, you want to raise more money with it. You're constantly finding different ways to make things better, to make the world a better place. And the highlight of it, in the end, the innovation of creating an app, I don't think that's been done anywhere ever. And we've talked at headquarters about creating apps. And we've talked and talked and talked and talked about it. And it hasn't been done. And yet, in a few short months, look what you created. Just unbelievable. I have so many stories to bring back from my visit. I honestly don't know where to start. And since I arrived here in India and to witness the Special Olympics Bharat program and to be in the presence of the Air Marshal and Dr. Saini and all of the leaders, the 36 leaders in every single area, and witness the work that you're doing, I honestly thought each day that the next day couldn't be better than what I had experienced the first day I came here. And it surpassed, and I want to congratulate and commend you for this. And I heard some powerful words, some powerful expressions about tearing down barriers, about never accepting no, about being the best that you can ever be, and about overcoming all obstacles to ensure that every single person is treated as an equal, and every single person is included in the schools or the parish or wherever they live. And that's an incredible thing that you are achieving in this school. And we have got to spread that message, not just here in India, but all over the world. We've got to change the hearts and minds of people. We can do it through the power of sport and ensure that every single one of our athletes are accepted, that there is no difference. And of all the powerful words that I have heard spoken here today and over the last couple of days of my visit, what Ranveer said when he stood here and spoke to all of us, I will remember forever. We all heard him. He was excluded. He didn't have friends. He felt alone. He felt he just had the love and warmth and support of his family, but not of others. And then he discovered golf. and playing unified golf with his partner Monica. And I had the great pleasure this morning at 7 a.m. to play a 4-ball with Ranveer and his partner. And it was such a special moment. And when you look at the quality of what we offer in Special Olympics, I'm always looking to see, are we training our athletes? Are we providing? And that's what Mrs. Shriver always did. Everywhere she went, she wanted to go and see what was the quality of the sports training we were providing and the competition for our athletes. And I saw it firsthand today, and it's one of the best I have seen. And now we truly see how Ranveer's life has been changed, transformed by the experience of participating in sport through the power of sport, but by attending a school and interacting with a group of people who know no difference, who will not accept. And it was President Kennedy who said, we're not all born equal, but we should have equal opportunity in our lives. I want to congratulate you because you are providing that equal opportunity in the school. And I want you to spread that message all over the world. Thank you for what you provided for all of us here today. You were magic, magic.
Ma'am, the painting will reach your office in Washington before you leave.
We take this opportunity to thank you, ma'am, for gracing this occasion with your enlightening and benign presence. We are also heartily thankful to the galaxy of luminaries and youth leaders who have graced this summit with their mere presence and path-breaking innovative ideas, and our dearest athletes.
Felt to come in India?
Oh, I'm just overwhelmed by what I'm experiencing here in India. From the first day I arrived, to have the opportunity to meet the 36 area directors and to listen to their stories and what they're doing, and then to follow on from that and see firsthand what's happening in the schools, in the city school, and yesterday I had the opportunity to go to a rural school and see the breadth of the activities that our athletes are participating in, together with their peers who are non-disabled. And coming here to the school just reinforced that message today. I mean, there was no difference. There's a huge sense of acceptance, of everybody working together, and of people being the very best that they can and helping each other to be that. And I saw that energy and that vibrancy throughout the school, speaking to the school students, and it's from the very young, it's from 6-year-olds right up to the older age of youth, of our more senior youth here. And I just want that message to be spread all over the world, to go into schools in Azerbaijan, schools in Australia, schools in Argentina, schools in Abu Dhabi. Because if we can bring that powerful message, that youth with and without intellectual disability working together can transform lives, transform society, and create a more inclusive way of life for everyone. And that's really our end game in Special Olympics. That's what we're trying to achieve, so that there is no difference, there is no discrimination, and everybody is accepted for what they are and for the particular gifts that we all have and that we all want to share with our peers. Already? The last one. How did you do that?
These are the people here.
Yeah. And right here. Oh my goodness. You amazingly.
Thank you.
Imagine creating something like this straight away as a memory of my visit.
It's the least you deserve.
Thank you.
The least.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're honored and we would love to have you again.
I will.